Well, I'm Sly Joe of the band Sly Joe and the Smooth Operators. We are a band that was born in Oshkosh and call that our hometown. We started in 2005 and our first gig was actually in the building where Manila is now. It's used to be the Water City Grill, and that's the first time we played together. And we've been just playing ever since. Getting larger as the years going on in terms of the size of the band. We just played at Oktoberfest the other day. We had about a dozen people on stage, nice big horn section, some backup singers, and still the same core three that started 9 years ago. Yeah. Well, I think it was very helpful that there was a piano in my house growing up, and then as a baby and a child I was very attracted to the piano, and my mom tells me that I was pretty much begging to learn and take piano lessons, and I think when I was in about first grade she let me start doing that, and so I learned piano that way, taking lessons for up until about 7th grade, and I was playing a lot of classical stuff, and then right around when I became a teenager I was starting to pick out pop tunes from the radio, and actually joined my first band around that time too. It was just a trio, me playing piano, Matt Lose playing guitar, and Dan Fish on drums, and we played a song called November Rain by Guns N' Roses, which was kind of the big hit of the day. It was like a big epic 10-minute song, and we just played it instrumentally at a junior high assembly, and the reaction that we got afterwards from 1,000 kids and faculty just burst into a thunderous ovation. It pretty much sealed the deal for me to be making music for a long time. And then I guess shortly after that I wanted to drop the piano and pick up the guitar, learn some guitar songs, and did that for the rest of high school, and studied music at UW Oshkosh, and went back and played some more piano again, and studied recording technology with Wally Messner, and met a lot of friends that way, and I had a little band in college called Something Phonic. And we did it, we did a lot of great things, and we got to tour all over the place, and eventually got to tour internationally after that band split up, and sometime in the wake of that I started just making some kind of acoustic bedroom recordings that ended up being the beginning of Sly Joe, and then Sly Joe and the Smooth Operators, and I think that brings us up to the present. I think probably when I was little, I think I was always kind of making up stuff instrumentally on the piano or the guitar, just instrumental things, and maybe I even started to write stuff down. But it was right around that band I was in 7th grade that we started getting together and jamming it out, garage band style, or I think it was basement band style, and one of the guys ended up getting a 4-track recorder, so we were always down there, recording tracks and overdubbing and layering, and it really kind of started a fire with all of us that's what we wanted to do, and we kept playing and recording. Eventually we went to like a real nice studio in Madison and made a CD, which this was back in 1996 or something like that, 95. So to be a teenager in high school and your band has a CD out was pretty cool, and I think it was right around that time. I was just a guitar player. I'd never was really singing much or writing words or anything, but I was in a really kind of a tragic car accident when I was about 16 or 17. We all ended up in the hospital for a while. One of my friends actually died, and coming out of that was, besides the grief was and the shock, there was also kind of a revelation too. It's one of those times in life where you have a brush with death and you realize just how fragile and how fleeting life can be. So from then on, I wanted to try to sort of change my grungy, teenage, angsty attitude and start to, focus on the things that would be positive in my life and maybe perhaps bring some positivity to other people as well, which seems like I could do musically. And I think I started writing songs right around then, so I must have been around 17, 18 years old, and fortunately I always seemed to have a band of brothers or brothers and sisters around, and to sort of facilitate and to sort of bring the songs to life, and I've been fortunate to have that ever since. And even now with the Smooth Operators, it's great that I can write a song and kind of send a little demo out to everybody, and they'll come up with parts, and a couple nights later we'll be playing it at Manila or wherever we are, and it's been a lot of fun that way, and just to see where the songs have ended up, from your local venues in Oshkosh to more international places, like some of the songs have been in TV and film and video games and things like that. So it's really neat to see where the songs are going and how they might be affecting people. Hopefully in a positive way. Yeah, the trio is, like I said, that's how we started, and it's a lot of fun to break it down to just, it's really the elemental rhythm section parts, the drummer and the bass player, and then me doing the either keyboards or guitars and singing, and so it'll be a lot of the stuff that we usually do, which is a lot of my original tunes, plus we'll cover we like to cover a lot of the R&B, funk, soul, pop stuff. I grew up on Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson and then the Beatles, and so I've got this really Motown pop sensibility that kind of runs through my veins and through the songs that we make. So it'll be a little of that flavor. It'll be, it's always pretty spontaneous. Usually we just sort of try to connect with the vibe of everybody in the room and sort of play off that. There's people, musicians often talk about this reciprocal energy where you're up there and you're sort of outputting this thing and you're inputting this other thing, and it makes this circuit. Hopefully, if the variables are all right, and then you just sort of tune into that and play accordingly. So, what's going to happen Saturday? Your guess is as good as mine, but it's always fun, and hopefully we see you there.